Welcome back to Galaxy Battle, another late night game, and finally we get to round out that round of 16 and get our last and final team for the quarterfinals. This one will play up against Passion UA, and it is going to be Eclot playing up against OG. It's an interesting matchup for multiple reasons, but we'll get into it slowly. First, let's look at the bracket.
Let's look at the bracket indeed. Things have shaped up to be quite interesting so far, haven't they? This is our final round of 16 game, as you say. Fnatic beat 9, Aurora took down Nexus, no major upsets there. But I think on the other side of the bracket is where things got quite interesting. Gun 5 wiping out Partizan was... I think they had the odds there, but that was a good game. Metasport beating Fireflux. They were the underdogs going into that series, only slightly, but that was a very good performance. I watched that game earlier on today. And then, a static Imperial Valkyries. That actually ended up being a really interesting match too. Me and Met covered that one the other day. I think we were both... I think everyone, the bookies and everyone was sort of under the impression that that was going to be a little more comfortable for a static than it really was. They were tested and, yeah, it actually shaped up to be a really, really interesting game of Counter-Strike. I'm hoping for the same sort of stuff here, but I just covered, you know how I was saying I was doing a stream on my own channel? I was covering the Eclot game against Wild Lotus, and they looked really bad. So I'm a little bit concerned for them here, because I know that at their best, they're capable of beating OG, but from what I've seen so far from them today, plus the fatigue that comes after playing a 3-map series, I'm not too hopeful.
Well, to counter that, I'm pretty sure OG actually lost today against Monty, who did not do well in Galaxy Battle, and honestly, I think OG were kind of the expected winners there. But yeah, this is what I mean it's going to be interesting, because we're starting with Train. This is a map pick by Dynamo Eclot, and if you combine both of these teams together... Yup, I'm going to wait for the music, get us hyped up, and then I'll continue with my point. Always catches me off guard, man. Yeah, my point is, Train has been played once. Both these teams combined, Eclot have played it once, and OG have played it once as well. And Eclot actually lost their only game on Train against 9 Pandas. I think this is just going to be the Shadow territory when anything can happen, and this is going to be NBQ to open things up. But Spook is there, Buzz with the headshot as well. There's just Elive left alive. This pistol round comes to a very fast end.
Wow, yeah, very tidy from OG. And yeah, it is interesting, this sort of interesting storyline that both teams were playing in the Astana Close qualifiers today. Both teams lost their opening matches. Now, they still go to lower bracket and whatnot, it's not the end of the world, but it... yeah, it does mean that neither are sort of on their best form. I think they were both the favourites to win their respective games. They both didn't come through. I think the big problem with Eclot is they were just looking a little bit lost against Wild Lotus. It was bizarre. It ended up going to 3 maps because they were able to pull off a comeback on map 2. But even then, they were really struggling. And then map 3, they just got absolutely smoked. So... I don't know.
I don't know if you watched that Sashi game, but I feel like Eclot kind of looked the same as Sashi today. Like, they were able to win something, but at no point it looked confident.
I actually did watch the Sashi game. Yeah, that was that
was a banger. As Train as well to finish things off, and then we started with it, and Eclot here, pretty smart not to force. They don't even get a plant down, just 1 kill is all they got. Looking for more, or a bomb plant, anything really to go a long ways. They want to take down this Pop Dog player. It's a nice play. Crizm is isolated and taken down. Dieter with a very nice movement. We'll be able to pick up the MP9. So slowly but surely, this is how, all great empires come to an end.
When you hit the B-hop, man, you just know you gotta get the kill.
Yeah, he's locked in, man.
Yeah, locked the hell in. Okay, well, it is just going to be the Pistols trying to get out onto the B site. Best case scenario, really, the plant here. Nikados will deny that, surely. Oh, hang on a minute. Buzz has only found 1, so Mikey can actually get this bomb tapped in. And all things considered, they have done a lot of damage in this round. They're not going to win it, but... wiping 3 rifles out of the hands of OG, they went pretty heavy with the rifle setup here as well, is substantial. And, yeah, getting that bomb plant too will give them a little bit of extra cash to work with. They're going to be reasonably happy with the outcome of that.
I think that's one of those rounds that like is not a victory, but it certainly feels like one. Like that's as close as you can come to winning the round, right? Especially with $500 invested, you get that back in spades, given the bomb plant, and yeah, 3 rifles taken away as well. I mean, they have the perfect setup, right? They have the setup to now just wipe the economy. All you need to do is convert the rifle, and that previous round goes a long way. If you don't win it, then it's kind of all for nothing. So, CT side is definitely difficult on train. And again, I'm just excited to see how this goes. I think both of these teams will be kind of learning round by round, as they've literally played one official game in the last 3 months. This is probably one of the first times where I see that, where none of the teams have played it, and Dynamo Eklat just out of nowhere kind of pull a wild move. It's a nice crossfire setup. They spot the first, deal with both, and damn, Eklat on fire right now. The opening, the aggressive opening does not work out. Nikodas is there though, and he goes unnoticed, so he's actually going to have really good timing to perhaps deny the plant, cause some more damage. There he goes. Spotted. The back lines. Ooh, NBQ gets a refrag, but still a 2v3 and reasonably doable given the HP of 4C. He just needs it, don't peek, bro. Just chill. Small plant's coming in. Crizin arriving with the backstab, but Lighting does not strike twice in the same spot. They're expecting it this time. Fiku puts the first one on the board. 2 more needed. Spots another, and he knows 4C's whereabouts. He has relocated. Damn, why are we peeking here?
Yeah, I am sort of questioning the same thing. Gives a real opportunity. Fiku just calculates that wrong. An unfortunate end to what was a pretty good start to things here.
Yeah, OG, I mean, they try pretty hard to make this salvageable. I like what they did with the double backstab almost. The peak is just a little bit unneeded here. Overconfidence perhaps. At least Fiku gets tagged up and BQ catches a good timing. But it all could have went really wrong. Instead, they do get rewarded for that second round heroics. So now, up against the MP9s and Deagles, hopefully we don't see the tier 3 special here. Or we do. 3v3.
Oh. Getting a little more than they bargained for out of this. Minute 25 on this clock, and Mikey worried. Definitely doesn't want to be dying to any pistols, so he sort of just tucks himself away in the back of A main. This is pretty smart. Oh no, the timing. Fiku's seen him, but even with his back turned, he can't line up the headshot. That was a perfect opportunity, but Nikodas still seizes his own. And now a 2v2. And Spooky's got a pretty decent position here.
Ooh, spotted. Now we just gotta peek him together or plant the bomb. Either one will be fine. As they laid on a molly, I think Spook was seen there, but again, it just seems also flimsy. Smoke is good. Spook could just go for the spam. Oh, he sees the player. Flashes there as well. He goes up the stairs and they're not... Whoa, dude, they're not checking this. That's crazy. That's so much information, and Nikodas will capitalize on it. Now it's just NBQ, and yeah, the new addition to OG strikes with a big double. And again, it feels like a round that Eklat should have won with somewhat with ease, but just overlooking so many positions here, so many possibilities. And they lose against 3 Deagles, 2 Deagles, and MP9s. Aim loading, that's for sure. Boom, that's how it starts. Huge round for Nikodas.
Yeah, that is just a ridiculous round to get away with. And Nikodas, I mean, it's just hitting unbelievable shots, I think is really the main takeaway there. He's hit just a disgusting 1 dig, and then the fact that he's found both. You sort of expect him to go 1 for 1 there with the players coming down ramp, and he ends up finding both kills, which is just a little bit gross. Doesn't feel like there's a whole lot you can do about that, but they'll call attack pause and talk things over. They're very aware that that was a terrible round to lose. They're going to be feeling a little bit sore about it.
Back to the coal mines if you keep playing like that. God damn. Need to lock in a little bit. It is a buy string together with everything they can, really, and you know, when we see the Eagles converting with MP9s, I feel like if they just take a faster pace round, somebody on A main catches bad timing from the CTs, like, this is still a doable round. Just do think that they need to go somewhat quickly here, because you're going to take map control and then try to battle long range with the Tech 9s. A push is needed. Don't go for it immediately, try to take some control towards the general vicinity of B and Pop Dog. Actually, only one player B, so Buzz has quite a lot on his hands here if they decide to just run him down 5-man style.
Daito. Posted on the angle.
This is train for you.
Yeah.
Kind of same as Inferno, where nothing happens and then the peak comes in, Buzz wins it, and now you're exposed. There's not going to be a lurker heaven, so you got to go for it, you got to push through. They know where Buzz is, but there's still more players on the site. Nikitas misses the initial spray. They want to take him down, and they do. Then DQ with another refrag, and they made it onto the site. Crizzen is overwhelmed as well. Low HP, they do take him down, and now it's left up to Fiku again. In the 1v3, his position now known, but frag given away, and he knows about the connector player as well. He knows about both, actually. Fiku can very well win this. It's just the aim is there. Bad timing for the jump up, though. And Mikey will get the second. So Eklot keeping these competitive, especially after this kill. You're like, surely this is over. But again, baby, 2 Galils and 2 Tech 9s. The buys mean nothing anymore.
Yeah, he really felt teed up for that. He knew where they were and went about it perfectly. But yeah, just that that train stopper causing some problems.
Ooh, I like the approach. Going fast. They know they're up against the lower buy, so please don't play slow. Just go together and pop heads. That's exactly what they do. Crizzen and Buzz already looking for a way out. As this was everything thrown at the wall. Eklot, it's seen shaky. Still could be. Crizzen can pick up the AK, but more likely than not, just the USPs for next round. And Eklot given a prime advantage, prime opportunity to take the lead. Mikey is even on the backstab here, so $600 added to the economy. No problem, no problem. And Crizzen, last position known. Ding comes through. Nade is interesting. Looking to pick up that rifle that he so rightfully deserves. Denied.
Okay, yeah, I think the tempo change there was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing that you're going to be up against the lower buy. Running it down with the Mac 10s, winding up Mikey. The Fnatic game? Yeah, what about it?
Yeah, I feel like that's something that Fnatic should have done as well, because they have just such insane firepower, especially now with the addition of Jambo, and that train game, like, I felt like if they just literally rushed A for, you know, lack of better strat, it could have worked out. A lot of these teams have good firepower, and instead they try to work with what is not their best attribute, which is maybe the strats. And Eklot certainly can pop heads. Obviously this round comes to an end. Should come. Time to farm up some of these USPs. Economy is going to be looking real fly for Eklot here, especially if they're able to find these USPs, Elive in prime position to, and Mikey to, you know, farm up some more. The fight for T-Spawn is on, my friend. Oh, Eli. So I was looking at the mini-map, he spotted like 4 in the distance.
Oh. I accidentally muted my mic. With the Mac 10s, they're happy to go down. If they find a couple of kills and get traded, they're cool with that. Be a bit of a blessing in disguise. They want to farm these frags. HG's going down, but it's actually pretty smart from OG. It's pretty smart to just say, yeah, you know what? we're not even going to stick around for exits. We're not going to touch this. We'll just deny them the kill reward bonuses. We'll go into the next. The CT side have got nothing to lose and very little to gain. So it's a smart approach, but it does put Eklot ahead and off to a not quite a good start here on Train, but like they've recovered this quite nicely. They're in a favourable position here.
Yeah, the thing is also like stats are something that a lot of times gets just completely thrown out the window, but we have one game to go off of here. That was against 9 Pandas, where they lost 9-13, but had 66% conversion rate on T's side. So pretty much won, what is it? Well, 6 rounds, I guess, yeah. Compared to 3 on the CT. Obviously, very little data pool to go off of. Could have been just on luck. But I'm kind of looking at them converting at least 7. I think 7 is somewhat comfortable for T-side Train. Which sounds crazy to say. You know, when the map first dropped, it was like, oh, we got 2 rounds on T-side. We're winning this, boys. But the meta has changed quite a lot. We talked about it before, M&J, where, you know, the A side is really difficult to defend a lot of the times. What you need to do is take main control aggressively, get that information through, and they push through the smoke. That's crazy. They keep pushing, though. It keeps working. Horsey finds another Crizzen with the refrag. They've lost them in the smoke. Vidor now walks through the smoke. Yeah, the W key approach at one point will just stop working. It's Fiku to punish it. Smoke now fades. Good flash, and Fiku able to find E-Live as well. Then VQ on for the 1v3, and they know where that flash came from. Crizzen. Nice delivery. 4th on the board for OG. M&J, my friend.
Oh, I've done it again. What is going on? I'm using a different mic.
Having a long day, man. It's okay.
My mic broke earlier. My Shure SM7B. It's gone. It's finished. It's cooked. It's for the bin. I know. Sad. So I'm actually using a different mic, and I'm having a hard time with it. I'll be honest. Yeah, obviously the W key approach sort of stops working eventually, but you have got to remember they were playing a little bit of a bonus that round with the Mac 10s. We've seen some good moments though out of OG, some good mechanical moments out of Crizzen, out of Nikados. Now with the rifles sort of crumbling a little bit, as you say.
What?
Oh, through his teammate as well. Yeah, you make an interesting point about sort of this map and whether or not it's T or CT sided. I think historically it's always been CT sided because, and very similar to like on Overpass for example, the CT rotations are just so quick. The reason that Inferno is really difficult to play as a CT side is because the rotations are really long, and Dust 2 can sort of have that same issue as well. And actually, the rotations are dangerous too because you have to cross mid. But here on Train, you know, you can be an A player, you can be holding con, and instantly, you know, the flash comes over B, and you can kind of bounce between the two sides. You can be a lot more fluid on your CT side. So that's why it's always been quite historically CT sided. But with the newer changes and with that Train that just gets angled to give the T's a lot of space out, and the timing's just changing a little bit, so you know you can't post up on an AWP and stop the T's from getting out if they just full W. It does sort of balance it out a little bit, and I think that whilst people are struggling to you know, adapt to these changes a little bit, I do actually think they're positive changes. They're for the better. But yeah, 5th on the board for Eklot, and comfortable stuff. They absolutely roll OG there that round.
Yeah, the thing is they also had like those 2 rounds where it kind of felt they should have converted, maybe some mistakes made, and you know, this might as well have been like a 7-2 game. I think Eklot certainly have a better first half. They look better, albeit some mistakes made. Just overall, I like what I'm seeing, and OG is still struggling to hold down that A side. That, like, it's a fair point about rotations, but every time I play Train, I'm just like, look how they massacred my boy. Like, I used to be just able to farm on that CT side, and now it's like you have 2 different positions to hold, really. And if your util setup is not there, if you're not working cohesively as a team, like, you'll just get pre-aimed. Like, this is the one spot where Mikey is looking, and the other one is, like, there. That's it. Those are your options as a CT, unless you're going for some very smart plays. Yeah,
No,
5
I'm
on the
with
board
you.
for Eklat, as you said, and 6th should be here as well, as OG's economy is just, they can't get a good start on it. CT side economy, as always, in big danger. When you lose big rounds, you get punished for it quickly. Risen, M4 taken down as well. Nikolas has been really good with some of these sharp shots. Certainly a sharp shooter, 8 kills on the board, second top rank of the server.
I think that one of the things with this map, and like I think that they have made a lot of positive changes on it. I think some of the aesthetic changes are very cool as well with the rain and all of that jazz. But I'm sure we'll see some more innovation on this map as time goes on, and we have sort of seen that. Oh, that's a bad whiff. And we have sort of seen that in recent weeks as well. But it just doesn't feel like there's too much of a ceiling for innovation. Like, you think about old Train and some of the boosts that you could do, and you think about, like, the boosts that you could do in Pop Dog, and I used to always love, as an AWPer, playing CT Train, boosting up onto Ticket Booth in Con. If you've got a good spawn, and you know, get someone to fast boost you up onto Con, it's a great off angle that the A-main player coming out doesn't pre-aim. It doesn't feel like there's as much of that you can really do here, and that's somewhat of a shame, but maybe there's lots of undiscovered things. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe there's still changes to undergo. I think maybe after the major they'll probably tweak a few things here on this map. I'd be surprised if they didn't. They always do. But final couple of
Hey
rounds and a
man,
half.
there's at least there's rain. My skins look good. That's what matters, really.
I mean, everyone hates
And whenever I play
I'm
Face
with
It,
it. I'm with it. From like a performance side of things, I'm with it. Prioritize FPS
That was my next
over
point, yeah.
pretty aesthetics, for sure. The same with like where the coal comes out of the train and stuff. Our Observer always shows us because it's cool, but yeah. Screws with my FPS. Water screws with my FPS. We've learnt this from Overpass Be Short. We've learnt this from Ancient. Stop putting water everywhere. But, and Anubis as well. It doesn't work very well. However, yeah, it does make skins look pretty, so there is that.
and whenever I play like Face It with my friends, we kind of have to ban Train because, you know, somebody's PC might not be able to handle it. It's like, understandable, you know, have a good day. That's cool. Back to Mirage then. Nice molly from Spook, but even a better shot. He's mollied out, still hits it. Mop. Oh, whoa, Mikey, dude, what? A crazy adjustment on the offer, and that's a big frag to be found. Mikey finally put an end to, but Boz is caught in a bad angle. One of the kind of off angles you can play. It's just a difficult one to pre-aim, even if you know somebody is there. Just Crizzen, though, and yeah, again, like, this is Eklat where it's a 1v3, and you don't have to go for that peek over the smoke. Gives Crizzen a slight wiggle room to play with. NTT is on the off as well. The Scorpion is heard, and Didar... Ooh. Huge disaster avoided. It's another one of those rounds where Eklat, they look solid up until those last 20 seconds of the round. You know, that is really where panic strikes a little bit. Maybe they get overconfident. They've killed 4 and they're like, yeah, let me get that last one. Let me pad my stats a little bit. This from Spook is insane, though. Boom! Insta headshot. The double dink, I believe. But then Mikey, he's like, you know what? I can do you one better.
He's really made the best out of a bad situation there, hasn't he? That felt impossible to... I mean, it's impossible to get out alive, but it felt impossible to really get anything out of that. And the fact that he's found a kill, and I think he even did a bit of damage into the second as well, is pretty commendable. Good stuff, though. Nikolas with the scout, proving that you can put any sniper in his hand, and he'll be a menace. Where was this from OG in the last 6-7 rounds? It felt like they got a bit absent, then as soon as they're on a low buy, they just stomp down. You can see on the cams, yeah, you know, the vibes are still doing okay. Crizzen with a smile on his face after that conversion. And we're into the giveaway. Also, Draco said, how are his favourite casters? I'm good. I'm good. You doing alright, Twist?
I'm doing pretty good. It hasn't been as long of a day for me. Yesterday was a bit of a hell. It was
Thanks
cool,
for asking.
though. We got to see
Everybody
a lot
always in Twitch chat asks who are the casters, but they never ask how are the casters. And,
That's,
you know,
damn,
thanks
that's
for
deep.
asking, man. Yeah.
Modern day philosopher. Right there. Ooh. There, yeah, we get baited.
It's all right,
Unfortunately,
Infosaurus is cool.
unlucky, Liberio. Yeah, dreams. Keep on dreaming. Dream bigger. And Phosphorus is cool, but, you know, we've seen the Krakow. I know you are in the joy of this skin, so maybe something a little bit better.
You know, I actually...
Now, though,
I think you were doing this stream, right? I literally called it in chat. I put a message and said, today's the day I win the Orb Cracker, right? And then the next roll, somebody actually won it. And I was like, oh my god, I don't believe it. And then the next time I came into the stream after that, I actually won. But I won a food chain or something. It's $2 and give it to someone else.
They're on my site.
Yeah, they've taken a lot of space in. This is what we were talking about. The way that that train's been moved, you could just get all the way out without taking any gunfights.
Oh, nice shot. Eli now is trapped. They want to gun him down, but he's still in a good position to deliver. Mikey is the one to hit it. Eli feels like he has to pull out the util. Meanwhile, NBQ finds another. The bomb is down as well, and Mikey delivers. It's Eklot with a very confident pistol round, and it feels like they needed it with how kind of shaky some of these rounds have been. Like, this is what really puts the confidence back in their sails. A clean round as well. Eli does so much there just to draw attention to himself, and in the meanwhile the rest of the team can catch some freebies. Just the Glocks for OG as well.
Alright, well, Eklot are drawing closer to that finish line, and seems wild because we've only just got started here in the second half, but winning this round and put them on to 9, and, you know, they're just a hop, skip and a jump away from finishing this off.
Interesting that Mikey gets... I guess he has support. Like, that is like the cardinal sin of, you know, you're up against Glocks, you're like, I want to farm a little bit, I want to go for some peaks, and, you know, if you go down, that's an MP9 picked up perhaps, an M4. We've seen it all unravel in the wrong direction. A minute to go with, and Max's or Matt's favorite quote is just make it quick, and I agree. With rounds like these, just go for a push, like, you're not fooling anyone. Eklot are not going to decide, oh, we need to like 5-stack B. Oops, A is open, that's a plant.
I think
like,
the fact that they've
you know,
just
they
gone
could have
into
just
brown
rushed.
there, I think they're actually just using it as a timeout. I think they're chatting.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, it's actually pretty smart.
I mean, they have plenty of timeouts still to use here, but yeah.
Oh.
Gonna run through this fire as well. You're almost like weirdly happy to die to the Molotov.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll just feed MVQ. I mean, they will manage to trade it, but that's fine. Bearing in mind there's 2 MP9s in play there. Not to give either of those MP9s any of the kills is pretty perfect. And neither of them able to upgrade either. So, yeah, that's, all things considered, not a bad round for OG. They can come into this next buy with, you know, obviously needs to be something different, needs to be something better.
Huh? Oh, the time is a little bit wrong. Valve, please fix. Would be cool if it was like a dynamic clock. Well, at least it's right twice
Just
a day,
another performance-hindering thing where they make the clock actually functional for no reason.
Yeah.
It actually knows where you're connected from and knows the time where you're...
Oh! Horsey, dude.
Check.
Yeah, it wasn't a check, actually. It was a flick there, and... Yeah, definitely over-aggression in my mind, but as long as you get the kill, I can't say anything bad. Good job, Eklot. They found the first, and this is, you know, 9 to 5 when rifles are on both sides. That's kind of the tilting point, right? Like, that's a point where it can be a closer game, but you lose this, you're back on pistols, especially if you don't get the bomb plant. Bomb still dropped towards spawn, a minute to operate with here. It's Crizzen trying to catch up, get that refrag, but NBQ, smartly enough, has just gotten away. Whoa, again? Yeah, should be punished. He was full on rushing there as well, like no shifting at all. My man needed some info, and you know, the price of that is a bullet to the head. Crizzen finds another, and this round that looked promising for Eklot. OG have managed very well to turn it around. Mikey does find the frag, but low HP. Weird timing. Mikey with the double. Damn, expected. Still finds the frag. Spook will take down Eli, leaving Mikey to, again, deliver so much. And Fiku's position is somewhere, yeah, now he knows. Info is there. How does NBQ play this? Mikey, timing. Oh, he gets the adjustment. That's the third, and now the MP9. 8 seconds to go. You need the plant, and you can't get it. OG did well to recover there, get two frags straight, but Mikey is just unstoppable. Zeklot on double digits now.
Yeah, this is just how fragile it can be. Here in MR12, I mean, this is at least the Eklot map pick, so you have got that sort of to fall back on to some degree. There's not all the pressure in the world on OG just yet, but yeah, they are going to be feeling a little bit sore about how this one's gone so far. They actually recovered a reasonably decent half, but yeah, losing the pistol and then losing that first buy round pretty much throws you out of the equation instantly. Eklot should be comfortable for an 11th here, unless the Tech-9s and Deagles can do all too much about it. And then it really is just one buy round and it's all done.
Yeah, the thing is also you can't really look at OG and say like, oh, this player's underperforming. If he played better, you know, maybe they would have won one or two more rounds. It's like everyone is doing kind of good. Nikitas has had his moments. Like, everyone is somewhat there frag-wise, but Eklot, everyone's doing the same. And then Mikey is just doing insane. And he's talking about the devil. And double spray around through the smoke. Looking for more. It's Forsey with it. And a clean round, unless it's Deagle, but it can't. 11 on the board for Eklot. Now, I think this was 4 to 5. Like, they're on a streak here, man. It's 5 rounds in a row, actually. Flawless CD side for now, and really OG's last chance. They have not gotten a single bomb plant so far. Just elimination after elimination round, and 3 of them have been with 4 players surviving here for Eklot.
This has been very good. Obviously, you're not expecting much out of the Tech-9s, but also, all too often, we see the Tech-9s do crazy work, right, and end up converting unlikely rounds. So, maybe, just maybe, there's something here. HG through the smoke. Fiku will creep right through it. Elive.
Watching it. Ooh, Krizen with the frag. Immediate refrag. Well done. Bomb still main, but Fiku might catch a little bit of a timing. I still think this is somewhat dangerous. Depends on Elive. Can he catch a good timing? Yes, he can. That's the headshot. Bomb still main. Buzz. Someone expected Didar might get overwhelmed if they both peek him at the same time. Because there's nobody else really on site to help. Didar, who's looking for it, wants to get a... Whoa! Does get away. But now the A side is open, so the question is, do they want to allow them to plant and then retake with the player advantage, or try to go for the denial? 40 seconds to go, so they have plenty of time to actually tap the bomb, deny it a little bit. They spot the side player. He's stuck in a real bad position, and Eli not aware of Nikitas' position. 30 seconds, and this line is not checked by Buzz.
Nikitas. It's a pretty impossible one, but you do sort of think, maybe, just maybe. When your back's against the wall, you come out and do something magical, but you just can't right there. Eklot have looked so much better here in this map. OG have been a little bit lost.
I think it's the ultimate gambit. Like, there's no way OG expected Train, right? And Eklot, especially with them having one map on it, like, I think they maybe specifically prepared it for this. They knew they were going to be up against OG. They knew they are the underdogs somewhat, and I think this is a great way how to convert the first map. It's a map that OG certainly don't feel comfortable on at all. And Eklot have done their fair share of practicing so far. A flawless CT side, not even a bomb plant given. Just one more round needed. Big flash. Ooh, peeks out in the open, and Elive gets some info on a frag. Mikey misses the timing, actually. Walk on A. Didar spook checks him. Again, player advantage.
A lifeline. Yeah. Around the... Oh, hang on a minute. I was about to say they should convert, but comes into question now as 2 have gone back the other way. Krizen so low on health. Forsey, what is happening?
Damn.
How do they choke this round? Crazy. I think, honestly, That round right there is just a testament to that entire game. It's just question marks.
Yeah, OG, man, like they're on a bit of a win streak as well. At least last month has looked really good with them, for them, with the addition of Nikodas. But this train, I really do think it's such a smart call by Eklat to pick it. Nobody was expecting it. Both of us were a little bit flabbergasted by the pick, but it works out amazingly. It's Mikey, 100% should be the MVP. 122 ADR. And yeah, everyone else from Eklat shows up kind of the same level that OG do, but when you have that one impact player, just 3 or 4 rounds at least converted, I think, just off of the hands of Mikey. He's looking focused, he's looking locked in. My boy wants to go to the quarterfinals, and for a good reason. It's going to be one more map, or perhaps 2. OG look a little bit shaken after that train matchup. And next up, we're going to be having Anubis, which is a historically very good map for OG, 69% win rate on it. Eklat, no strangers to it either, but at least percentage-wise, the map pool favors OG here. So, yeah, there is a possibility they go for the reverse sweep. It will be difficult, though, because OG look locked in, especially Mikey. Certainly some energy drinks, below his belt for today. We'll see how it goes. We're going on a break, returning with Anubis. Eklund with the Giga Brain move to pick Train, a map that was played once in the last 3 months by both of these sides. It's a nice way, it's a nice gimmick, as I should say, you know, to convert the first, and certainly they need the advantage. OG are still the favorites, and the map pool does not favor Eklund anymore. It's Anubis coming up with a 69% win rate for OG. Eklund are no strangers to it, but it still should be a challenging match, certainly closer to that one than we saw on Train. They're looking pretty locked in. Some pre-game strats, some smiles as well. You know, happiness goes a long way in CS. When you're tilted, you can't click heads.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I think, you know, keeping the energy high, keeping the vibes high, we did actually see even towards the end of that first half, where OG didn't have the best of times there on Train. They were still looking all right on the cameras, but yeah, you know, they were kind of smoked there in map 1. I think going into Anubis next, they are looking for more. I think they're expecting more. However, they aren't going to get the pick of the side, so Eklund will be able to start off on their T half. I think that's a bit of a major luxury. My one concern here is that Anubis came up in that Wild Lotus game earlier on, and Eklund didn't look great on it. I mean, it was close. They lost 13-11, but yeah, they weren't great. They certainly weren't at their best. So we'll see how they fare here. Kicking things off in the T pistol. No, it looks like they're going to go for a B crunch. Oh,
not like this. NBQ, a huge headshot to open things up. Spook is there to reply with the double. It's a great double USP shot by him. Fiku has the position as well, so they have the info. They know where 2 players are. Third one should be expected. Spook, single-man army. Buzz catches one in the back. And this pistol round kind of falls a bit flat for Eklund, unless nothing. Spook delivers on all cylinders. He saw what Mikey can do and said, you know what, check this out. Yeah, get some water, man. Keep that hydration going. You're gonna need it. This might be a pretty long series if OG are able to continue on with what they did in the first round here. And have a nuke finisher, which I honestly love a best of 3 to end on nuke. It's one of my favorite maps to be that last one.
Yeah, it adds like an interesting sort of curveball and a kind of interesting emphasis on the knife round as well, which is always bizarre, not something that you see all too often. But yeah, with it being the most CT-sided map in the pool, and honestly, the only map in the pool at the moment that I feel like you can comfortably say is really CT-sided, yeah, because I think for everything else, it's sort of preference and reasonably balanced. NBQ, it's a very good start though. It's kind of a ridiculous shot to hit. It's going to open up opportunities here on the B bomb site, follow up onto Nikodos as well. And that AWP that was a bold buy for round 2 has now fallen into enemy hands, and they just pull the plug on it. Why is he buying an AWP second round?
That is, that's something. That's something. I guess he got already accepted in the team, you know. No more need to try. It's a bold move. Yeah, I mean, depends. I think his positioning was a little bit weird as well, because, you know, nobody expected Fiku to just go down to the jump spot, but it is kind of unaccounted for, where if he dies, it's just Nikodas alone on the site and doesn't even get the chance to get away. He was worried about water as well, so, you know, did not get away to kind of retake 4v5. That is a tough round to stomach for OG, especially with how the pistol round started. CT side as well, you know, they were given a great opportunity to start strong, to convert some on a CT. That is a crazy shot to hit, but I think they spotted the first jump. And NBQ with a double dink, I think, delivers.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. Obviously, the second onto Nikodos, he sort of hinders himself a little bit by having that AWP. It's just really awkward to take that close fight, but does well to get away with it nonetheless. So, tied up at 1 apiece, and things looking a little bit awkward for OG. I mean, they did manage to save some weapons in the last, so it's not as bad as it could be. But they are praying they can convert this, otherwise it'll be an eco in the next. And sort of unfortunate proceedings. Fiku jumps around the corner with the MP9. It's a big kill to get things started. They have left the A site undefended, so Buzz has got to try and hold the line here by himself.
Damn. Nice shot. I think for OG here, it's kind of just trying to hold on. 65% win rate for Eklan on the T side here, so anything they can get on the CT side will just go such a long way as we switch sides. And seems like they might have found a second. Could be a bit of a preemptive decision, but it's a 3v5. Their bomb slowly making its way back towards B, and Fiku is there alone, but they're getting quite aggressive here, which could mean that NBQ, oh, he misses, and that's also the info. There's nobody else there apart from the Opper. Rotation's now pulled. Fiku just has to survive until Spook, especially Nikodas, arrives. It is a very common angle that they will pre-aim and they will take him down. Felt like he had to get out in the open. Well, that gives a player away. How do OG want to play this? Seems like they're already going for the fast retake. In the meanwhile, Buzz arrives. Ooh, it's nice positioning for Didar, though. Player advantage lost, and now they're at the disadvantage. Again, a save. Damn, this round falls really flat for OG, but to be honest, Eklat are playing so well, right? The aim is just electric for them. I love what just the movement around the column. That's so difficult to take down there. Buzz not even given the opportunity to eliminate one of these rifles that have certainly started to build up some economy. Two-player advantage, man.
Yeah. I just don't know how you sort of consistently lose these situations. Look at that. Wanda's so good at catching these sort of little micro moments where you see, you know, damage dealt or kills found when they shouldn't really. You know, he's behind the wall. It's a little sub-tick moment. Either way. It's great work to recover the round and put them ahead. They should be able to take another off the back of this as well. For OG being on the CT side, you know, there's nothing to lose by saving these rifles, but you know, it does just kind of weirdly put rounds like this into the pan where, you know, Danico got 2 guns and doesn't know whether they're going to get much out of it. Like that.
All right, the double denied. Ooh, it's getting dangerous, and refrag, no, USP, but the op misses. Crizzen had the chance, now the reload is heard. And Forsey, well, there is no question where Crizzen is as he walks through the smoke. Forsey is really aware here. Oh, he didn't, what? There you go, it takes some time. Thought he would have seen the gun barrel, but it's fine. Eklat will still find the third. And yeah, it does feel like 2 rounds now. OG can give away a round where they certainly should have won. And as I said, like, this first half for them is just simply trying to get 3 rounds, trying to get 4 rounds maybe. Eklat have an insanely strong CT side, and that's a good catch by Wander. That is a tilter. You're on the boost position, gets pre-aimed. And the rest is history. Eklat off to a flying start. 2-0 in these series just does not seem right, but every round they're getting closer to it.
Considering they won map 1 and this is their opponent's pick, this feels a little bit bleak if you're OG. Trailing behind, and they've struggled throughout this series so far to find any kind of footing. They've won 6 rounds total out of the 21 played. At least this time will draw first blood, traded back, but Kristen's there. And he doubles it up. That's perfect. Molly will go down. He's going to play through it. Wow. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's balls of steel. That's a bit of confidence.
I mean, we've seen OG lose rounds like this, but NBQ expected. Forsey will still get the frag. Actually, Forsey, not NBQ, but I mean, he's also a man good for the job. He's going to rotate over. 45 seconds to go. Problem is the bomb. As he goes towards long, Fiku expecting this, playing it smartly, although I've seen this happen before, where just the timing is not right. You can't go down. Crizzen has non-existent HP as well. A 1v4 would just be disastrous here for OG. Time is on the side of them, though. Smoke play down, allow them to pick up the bomb, and now he can just drop down, go towards B, where, oh dude, it's gonna be just Buzz. He actually fakes it out, but that changes nothing. 15 seconds to go, and Crizzen is in a really good position to finish this off. He's holding the angle as well. Just has to hit the op shot here, and He goes. Oh, he misses, but it's 5-4. I think he still gets a plant, which is huge. Never mind. Good nade. Crizzen, yeah, he has to do it all. I mean, the fact that he needs to get 4 kills there, if he just gets a 3-piece, like that's a 1v1, right? That can go either way. OG convert the 1v4, but something needs to be done about these late rounds. Communication just does not seem to be there, man.
I'm kind of with you. The fact it doesn't fill you with too much confidence. You know, there's a couple of outcomes for round wins that don't necessarily fill you with confidence. One is when it's, you know, a force buy and you just run it down, you know, nade stack mid or something crazy, and you know it's not repeatable, but it gives you just a little a little edge. And another is when there's just a crazy individual performance, and honestly that round all comes off the back of Crizzen. So unless you're expecting him to get a 4K in every round this half, then other individuals need to start stepping up. But doesn't take away from the fact that it was a fantastic round, and it might put a bit of wind in their sails and be the start of something a little bit better here for we'll see. Contact made. Mikey doesn't really want to entertain that fight. He knows what Crizzen's capable of. HG, that's perfect timing. Jeez. Forces found another elsewhere. Mikey through the smoke. That is criminal.
They don't have the read either. Nikodas, shot missed. You can see a bit of a tilt, you know, when you kind of die and then you just, you know, retract back from the screen, just kind of look elsewhere. You know, I know that moment, man. That's tough. And in the meanwhile, there's Didar. He has been there for the whole half. The whole round, rather, excuse me. It's just Piku left in the 1v5, and Didar. One thing that's going for Ekblad, man, their aim is just looking electric. I think that's why they have such good win rates on a lot of these maps, especially on the T side. It's just the AKs, you know, just peek and click heads. It goes a long way, especially in tier 3, where, you know, we're starting to see some strategies working a lot more. But it's like, you know, if you take a look at like Face It level 10, as long as you're gonna have good aim, you're gonna be pretty much unstoppable. And it's kind of the more you go up the totem pole, the more it matters in the strat department. OG called a timeout. I think a well-deserved one, well-needed one. Like, again, this could have been an equal game. They had that fumble in the, what was it, 2v5? 3v5, I believe. Yeah, the communication just does not seem to be on par. And now as they have the USPs, their strategy really is to try and get 3-4 rounds here.
I mean, yeah, you're not. It's not that you're not expecting too much, but you don't have to win too much when you're on your CT side. Anything you can take, you'll grasp and hold on to for dear life. Dynamo Ekblad, they've just looked very good so far. They've seemed far more composed, far more confident, and that's such a worry at this stage in a series.
Alright, yeah. Just the USPs. Again, they're trying to play it smart, you know, not give away too much economy, because Ekblad already have built up quite the cash. It's a nice thing coming through, but a bit of a unicorn round, never mind, NBQ. Kills the unicorn, gets another Didar with the double, and not too much to write home about here. Op, not taken away either. Ekblad with 5. And OG probably gonna have like 3 good chances here with the rifles. Again, I feel like, you know, this is still gonna be a close game, whatever happens in the first half, as long as OG are able to get like 3 in the pistol or 4. Even with losing the pistol, like I think they can still come back on the T side. Force is just chilling, man. He's big chilling. He is calm, cool, collected.
And they should be feeling confident.
Yeah,
they've earned that. You know, they had a fantastic first map on Train. They've got off to a good start here on Anubis as well. You're on your T side, but I think that only really counts for so much, especially when it's your opponent's map pick. We'll see. Mikey flying in through middle. He's been a real menace in this position in the past. This time, doesn't have the opportunity to take any fast duels. Daitor will be there to catch off that camera rotation. Mikey cut short. Oh, they just hit Nikolas with that smoke. So he has to move. That's so awkward. Oh, brutal.
They're expecting this spook will go down as well, and again, Ekla just overwhelmed. Firepower is all that's going for them right now. I don't want to put down their strats, but it's like we don't have to see too much of their strats. You know, some Giga Brain, Corrigan, overtime strategies. When you can just pick a site, go towards it, and confidently win like 60% of your gun duels. Like that's all you really need here. And so, it's gonna go a long way for them as they've built up 6 here. The times are looking rather tough for OG. Low cash as well. They don't get to save those 3 rifles, so not even a force is really warranted for the next round.
Terrorists win.
And that's so strange as well, right? Because OG were doing... They were on like a... To qualify for Bucharest, I mean, they did lose eventually against the Poji, but to qualify for it, they were on like an 8 best-of-3 win streak. They were beating like better teams than then even, I'd say. And since then, performance has been a little bit flaky, but just the fact that they lost to Monty today, which again, nothing against Monty, but they've looked not good recently. Let's use that terminology. And yeah, they got beaten pretty badly, 3-map affair, but did kind of look flat. And now against Eklat, where they're the favorites again, there's no way they don't even get a map. Like that is a huge upset. Mikey again, aim, yeah, easy, bro. What's the strat? Let's just go for a B split. Don't need anything else. Mikey, go shoot, kill.
I think it's very easy to overcomplicate things, isn't it? But yeah, I think they've started to realise that mechanically they're just winning their duels here, so they can just take these gunfights as they come. But they need to be careful. Fiku and Buzz are doing good work here, and Chris has just hit the dink onto Forsey. Don't poke your head back over or strip it clean off your shoulders. They just can't seem to deal with it. There you go. Eventually Forsey will come in. Daitor follows up with another. And they have confirmation here that both are pushing B main. Now the bomb on Forsey is stuck between a rock and a hard place and jumping over the top. Forsey, there's not a lot he can do. Honestly, being scoped in there was such a hindrance. Almost needed to just unscope, go shotgun sniper, hope for the best. Forsey now 1v1. And they're both almost on exactly the same health, 72 and 73, but Forsey's got a full belt of util. Nikolas, on the other hand, has got time to work with. 30 seconds left. That smoke, by the time it fades, could be a problem, and Forsey kind of still kept guessing. Knows that he might be in the corner, but isn't 100% certain, and whiffs the spray. Nikolas with a 3k, and an important round pickup there for OG. That's the difference between that being 7-2, and then not having very much money, and this actually being a recoverable half.
Yeah, I mean, you still have 3 more rounds to play with. With how T-sided Anubis really is, like 3 is okay, and especially when you're playing against Eklat, who are kind of T-side merchants. Like, I feel like this certainly map still has legs. 6-3, and Spook burns a little bit. If OG could just get another round here, that would make them feel a little bit more comfortable. The pistol round would obviously go a long way as well. Smoke deployed. Buzz wants to get a little bit aggressive. He might go for the Rob strat. Oh, never mind. The smoke is not too close. You can just farm and like Premier or Face It if you're not playing against 2 high-level opponents. Like, I always throw that smoke. Hear me out. There's a twist. You do what I say. Look, you throw the smoke and then you jump on the box and then you can just see over it and, you know, people are not checking you. Even if there's 2 players on the other side, like, you're going to have an advantage. It's almost a guaranteed one. Sometimes you can get 2 out of it or get away. There's a lot of util on both sides. The boost, or yeah, I think it was the boost, works out for Buzz. OG really trying to have all the strats, all the gimmicks, you know, all the tricks they can, because they understand maybe they can be out-aimed, but I would say they are the more strategically sound team. Op versus Op duel. Oh, they both miss, of course. And Krisen from the meanwhile has arrived from A, so he's going to have a real easy time dealing with both of those players. Mikey and Deed are in a 2v5. We've seen these crumble before, but drop now heard, and Buzz is in the same spot. Flawless round from OG. Could this be possible?
Maybe. And honestly, that round win in the last just does a lot for them, doesn't it? The confidence, the morale. Spook kicked him from behind. There you go. Flawless round. Daitor not allowed anything. And what came oh so close, and you know, this super scrappy, begging for mercy round where you're pushing B main at the end, converts into yeah, something much, much better. And they've got a couple of chances here. I mean, this is a really good opportunity, because if they win this round, Dynamo Ekklot will go into the 12th and final of the half without very much money. Forsey will be able to drop, Daitor will be able to buy, but the rest, you know, we'll definitely see like a Mac 10 out, maybe a Galil. There's a real shot here for OG to tie this up at 6 apiece, which, considering how this game has looked so far, would be nuts. And they're eyeing it up.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy to think about, because if you purely look at the rounds and, like, let's say just the gunfights, right? Like, you'd be, oh yeah, they're destroying them, but OG, I mean, again, I like the boost in the previous round. Like, they are kind of taking some gambles, because they have to. If they just play default positions, they're getting pre-aimed, and they can't hold on in the aim department. So, need to be proactive, need to go for some peaks, and Buzz will deliver one. Didar with the refrag, 2 spotted on the other side. It's the A attack, which they actually call off to quickly go towards B, because look at that, somebody's in CT spawn. How has this happened? Mikey again. There's no way they're going to be expecting this. Nikodas should be dead to rights, but Mikey misses. He's still a spanner in the works to deal with. Where has he gone off to? But yeah, he now wants to go back towards A. Crizzen has the idea. This is a real dicey round. Spook looking his way, but the timing is bad for Spook. Mikey still wins the gun duel. And that opens up the A side, that opens up mid. There's only one. Crizzen needs to get out in the open because Mikey is arriving. And you know, it looked like a promising round for OG. 2v4 would be required.
They're going to have a go at it as well. MBQ, though, denies the first at the door, the bouncer, saying you're not allowed in, but he misses his AWP shots here onto Nikodas. This is such a mess. And a bit of PM at the end. Yeah, we suck just as bad as each other. But I'm still going to come out victorious. 7-4. Ekklot deny that opportunity at the 6-6.
(13-6 and 13-0). Let's go, OG. Most sane esports better right there. That's not a good duel. Doesn't exactly work out for either side. Ekklot avoid disaster, especially with how strong they looked at the start. Like 6-6 would just be a robbery from OG. So they find a 7th. And they're looking for that 8. Would put them in an amazing position. OG this time not getting too active. Nikodas is going for somewhat of a peek. Oh, that's nasty. Flash is great. Burns, but Crizzen in the meanwhile finds one. He has really been doing a lot of work. 7 kills, sure. Almost all 7, I believe, have been really impactful. Like opening frags, well, that goes to waste. The Spook falls. And so does the B side. Crizzen was hurt as well. So they should have the info about the possible backstab soon coming in.
Well, a 4v4 that you think they'd have a go at. I mean, Nikodas is miles away, but he's got the AWP. He's the one man that's sort of somewhat irrelevant here in this retake. Maybe his relevance can start to come into play once that smoke fades. Eli and MBQ pulling the trigger first, though. Nikodas there for the trade, but yeah, you fancy his chances with teammates around him, but by himself, running into the bomb site, shotgun mode on the AWP. Of course, it's the last round of the half. It's one that he'll go for. Any other time, he'd back off and save. But an 8-4 half. Very good stuff out of Ekklot.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it feels like it could have been 10-2 with how kind of these gun duels have went. Like, Ekklot are still really dominant, and I don't know if that T-set is going to give OG that much. They should still be able to pull it closer, but a 4-round lead is pretty big. And so is the giveaway. We've seen some pretty good skins getting dropped, so let's spin it. Let's roll it. I can see our mod is out there, some other known people perhaps as well. Honda Civic 321 still there. Let's go. Ooh, the knife.
Gun knife goes past.
Yeah, it
That'll
goes
be cool.
past us. And
Crossfire.
Logic. This is, I think, the
See,
third
I
time
think he's won
Logic has
before.
won.
It's weird, these weird little things that you remember, right? I can't remember, like, what I had for lunch yesterday, but I can remember that Vladik won the giveaway before.
It's called autism. I'm kidding.
You reckon?
I'm kidding.
Well,
All right, then
second
pistol.
half pistol. Yeah.
OG need this. Like, they really need this. I don't think mentally they're able to bounce back. Like, they've seen a little bit shooken as well. A bit shaken, rather, as... Oh, that's Mikey! Aggression towards Long. Spook. Able to refrag. The second frag is needed. Detour jumps away. This information confirmed both sides and bomb towards Long. In the meanwhile, Forsey eliminates Crizzen. Detour can just hit this headshot.
Oh.
That could be the round. Now he's getting a bit overwhelmed. Might be sandwiched soon. It's a nice dink from Nikodas, but there's Eli. Eklot, ever so aggressive. Almost impossible to stop here. Nice shot by Spook, but yeah, it's just good aim paired with aggression, and OG don't know how to deal with it. Especially in a pistol round where you can't like throw a smoke or something. Like, you almost know like it's coming, you know, just impending doom, and you can't deal with it.
That was honestly, though, such an important pistol round for OG to convert. Being 8-4 down at the half. I mean, we've talked about the fact that, you know, it was that clock on their T side, but that's just a, you know, it's just about the margin. That's just about the scoreline that you can't really afford to give up a whole lot more. You do need that pistol round win. Puts them in a real awkward position. I like the fact that they don't go for the force buy here. We've seen a lot of teams, even without the bomb plants, go for these force buys in these situations, rounds like this, and well, it's not worked out all too well for them. At this point in the game, at this point in the series, it just doesn't feel like a risk that you can afford to take. It will be farmed by the SMGs as a trade-off, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they have the read, they have everything here. This position might be overlooked, but easy for Forsey to adjust on the head. The double spray down does not come through, but when there's one, there's more. You cut off one of the head of the dragon, and it seems like two more spawn in. Good refrags from Didar. Double digits, man, for Eklot. I thought that we're gonna at least have a close game, but OG are 3 rounds away from disasterfully getting eliminated out of the tournament. Everything they've done so far, you know, they fought through the Swiss stage. They looked good to take it, and yeah, we're talking about those upsets. I mean, Eklot, I think, would be the biggest upset in my mind in Galaxy Battle playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they're sort of like huge underdogs here in this game, but they are definitely the slight underdogs. And I didn't have very high hopes, as I say, after how they performed earlier on against Wild Lotus. I thought that maybe they'd just come into this game a little bit tired. I mean, there's something to be said for the fact they warmed up at least, but like a little bit tired and, you know, feeling a little bit sore. Nikodas at least manages to find that early entry. Mikey blasted through the smoke, but we've got the information. The rotation's getting into place, and for an 11th round. Love that flash. That was cool. See how he like bounces it off the site? It does like a perfect sort of pop flash.
It does feel like Eklot just have one trick, which is a lot of CT aggression, and OG certainly lose some rounds because of it, but again, Eli peaks, and yeah, it's like wherever you go, you have to be aware that at any moment you might be swinged. It's now a 3v3, good molly to get the bomb down. There's the backstab coming in from Fiku as well, which they're somewhat aware of, actually, because I think he was spotted last towards Long, and they know that he can be on site so quickly. Crizzen spotted, goes for the spray down through the smoke, and will find NBQ. Leaves Eli and Didar in the clutch, but, well, there you go, OG. When their backs are against the wall, something kicks in. They're able to find this round. Yeah, talking about a Wild Lotus game, I mean, they didn't play Train. I think that was just such a smart move by Eklot. I love it, man. How often do you see a team that has played the map once pick it, as specifically preparing it for this matchup? And I mean, that Anubis against well, Lotus 11-13, so it kind of could have gone either way. But yeah, it's Wild Lotus, man. If you put Anubis, if you just theoretically on paper put OG against Wild Lotus on Anubis, you're like, yeah, OG taking it any day. We're all kind of team of same caliber, because that's how it works. We can. Yeah.
A fair few teams taking like these crazy risks. It's something I was talking about on stream earlier. Fnatic did this earlier on today. I don't know if you caught this game in close calls, but they had a match today against... Oh, my brain's failing me. Can't remember who they were playing against. But anyway, they decided their permaban is Dust 2, right? And their opponents are pretty good at a couple of other maps in the pool. And they decided to float Dust 2 to ban out their opponent's best pick. They've never played Dust 2 in the past 3 months, right? They go into the first map of the series, they get absolutely smoked on Dust 2, and then they reverse sweep it, because the next 2 maps in the series, and then they've basically banned out their opponent's best map. They just tank the loss on the first map, but then they know that they don't then have to play, I think it was Inferno or something, it's like the opponent's best map, they're really good at it. So it just, it's like these creative veto decisions. Now, maybe it's all just a facade and they'd actually been practicing Dust 2, but it just didn't go very well. But yeah, it's super interesting. And I like that we're seeing more and more train at the moment as well. Not just because it's like a kind of fun, but just, teams accepting it. I think I said in...
He's playing with his feet.
There's the map like the back of his hand. But yeah, I think I've said in like previous broadcasts and stuff, it was so easy when... everyone was permabanning Vertigo when they then swapped it to just, not even bother trying to change your map pool at all and just saying, well, we permabanned Vertigo, so let's just start banning Train. We don't need to learn anything new. But yeah, it's cool to see. Cool to see a 6th round here for OG as well, showing that there is still a little bit of life in them. How much is the question? Can they pull this back the distance? Can they give us a match here? Or are Eklot just going to snatch it away 2-0?
And while you were doing that nice summary, it was a pleasure to listen to. There was actually some wild things happening on the server. I don't know if you noticed, but Eklot were on USPs and 5-7s, and that was a player advantage. I mean, Crizzen had to recover it. Like, that was a round that almost fell apart against... what, $1,000 invested? Like, that's crazy how much firepower Eklot really had. They just straight up took fights against rifles and for a while were winning them. Insane performance by them. And it does feel like, yeah, OG are stringing some rounds together, but like at one point the dam is gonna break. And OG don't exactly have the economy to back it up. If they lose this round, they might need to go for a bit of a force. That could be 12.
Yeah, this is how sort of thin the margins are. It's how easy it gets out of hand.
There was nobody to refrag either.
Round because... What was that, sorry?
Like, there was no... He just peeked out in the open, like, going mid. There was no util. Like, he just went for the swing and got punished for it. It's not the way you want the round to start.
Yeah. It's, not good signs for perhaps what's to come. Again, you don't want to read into it too much, but you can't help but feel that, yeah, they're just feeling a little down in the dumps right now after how this series has been going so far. And I think sort of telltale signs of tilt and a little bit of giving up. You're walking out mid, dry, alone, no trade, no util. Forsey taking liberties all the way through. He's going to have a fast flank going. Are they ready to take this con fight? Oh, Mike, he certainly is. Now 4v2, but a lot of damage taken. There you go, Forsey. Activated.
Yeah, that one is shut down. I don't know if you noticed, but like, I think it was Mikey, like, as soon as they dropped and went to connector, like, he was already on the backstab. Eklot, they did this on train as well. It feels like wherever OG are not, Eklot is. Like, there is no part of the map that is not covered by either one of these teams. And as soon as OG relinquish control of a certain area of a map, Eklot just kind of feel it out. They go for the swing, and the fact is, like, most of the time they win their gun duel. If there's nobody there, then they just have very good information early on. They can pull rotations. They have backstabs that OG don't expect. does feel like whatever OG are doing, they try to play slow, they get just out-aimed, they literally get swinged by the M4s and killed. They try to play fast, well, there's an immediate backstab coming through. And yeah, this is what I meant by that economy. It's 3 Tech 9s. This is your best chance to still keep this map competitive. You lose this, it truly feels over.
Such an awkward buy as well, right? You know, you have a decision to make in a round like this. Do you bite the bullet, go for the eco, and then you're playing for 6 in a row for OT? Or do you throw yourself at a Tech 9 round, and if it doesn't work, then you throw yourself at another Tech 9 round? All your eggs in one basket with this call. Eli just around the corner, flashbang in, lining him up on the spray, but yeah, 2 for 2. Actually not too bad here for OG. And they've got a route onto this A bomb site, especially with Buzz here in main.
Coming back to A. At least they've found an opening. Mikey arrives though. He knows that one is planting. Information is there about a lot of these players' whereabouts. Out in the open, Nigaraz should have hit the shot. Can't do it. It's a nice reposition towards Heaven, but Vidar is checking it and he's going to punish. It's just Buzz in the 1v3. Nice headshot, but more was needed and that just falls really flat. Again, it feels like some of these players are kind of peeking out when there's nobody to refrag, but nothing to be taken away from Eklot here. An incredible bounce back after that Wild Lotus game. I did not see it, but yeah, it's just the name. I mean, Wild Lotus, nothing against them, but when you lose against them, you don't expect them to just 2-0 sweep OG here, and sweep really is the right word. OG might not even be able to get enough needed for a single map victory here in 2 played. 11 rounds to their name. And Mac 10s and Tech 9s to push themselves to 12 in total.
Well, as I said before, just running it back with the Mac 10s, with the Tech 9s. Begging that they can make this work, but so far, not so good. Spooky's fallen, Nikados and Krisen have taken a lot of damage, and now Fiku has 2 with the dink. Trades there, but numbers still against them. And a lot to do here. They'll rotate their way round.
Yeah, I mean, they're going towards A. Eli is there. He has been having an alright game, and Didor now rotates in as well. Smokes are good, but I feel like they might even be denied to get on the bomb side, because Didor is holding this, and player is low. Buzz needs to hit the shot, but that is as clean as they come. 13-6 for Eklot. Nobody was expecting this. Nobody was predicting it. One map, sure, Train was a bit of a curveball, but Anubis, a staple of OG's map pool, completely falls apart as we say bye-bye to OG and Galaxy Battle. They fought hard through the Swiss stage, but Eklot just that final boss they could not even make a close map against. 13-6, man. 4C, sure. Let's give him the MVP. That's a bit of a weird call, but I guess it's the most ADR.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you got to remember that it's been a long day for both of these teams, but that goes for both of them, right? They've both had to play a lot of Counter-Strike today. It's been hard Counter-Strike as well, that, you know, they've had tough losses, they've had close games. I guess that means that it just comes down to a game of mental fortitude, resilience, and of course, Dynamo Eklot showed just much more of that there, I feel, in that series. They were absolutely fantastic, and even when they showed little moments of weakness, and, you know, OG threw a wild change of pace round at them or whatever, they bounced back straight away. They didn't allow any streaks, any kind of confidence to be built up for OG at all, really.
Yeah, I mean, just raw aim, really. Like, somebody has been practicing their dead matches. That was so many of those rounds. And, yeah, OG had some nice setups, some nice gimmicks. Maybe the boost we saw towards, what was it, Ace side. But at the end of the day, like, that's the gimmick is not going to convert you to the map. And Eklot, you know, they look really good. They certainly deserve to move on to the quarterfinals. And Passion UA will be up next. We have the bracket here, and this is what I wanted to touch on. Tomorrow, we have 2 games. The first one, Aurora versus Fnatic. us covering it as well. That's going to be a banger. Like, I'm excited for this matchup. Aurora has been looking so good, kind of a breakout team. Grix is ever so present, a really nice player to watch. On the other side, you have Fnatic, 3 times major winners, looking to make it out of the quarterfinals of Galaxy Battle. What a world we live in. The second matchup will be Eklot against Passion UA. So we're going to be running up those quarterfinals on the left side of things, and then in 2 days it will be the other side, as there's 4 more days left. I really like how this is rounding up. I think there's a lot of teams to cheer for, some breakouts as well. For example, Gun 5. Now, if they make it to the semis, that would be absolutely crazy. I think the storylines are definitely there. But for today, we are going to be ending the stream. Hopefully we see you guys back tomorrow at... 1 second, we'll tell you the exact time. 1:30 p.m. CET will be that Aurora Fnatic matchup. Obviously, you can check the HLTV and Liquipedia, whichever one you prefer. And with that, well, congratulations and good luck to the Eklot fans. OG, better luck next time. We're taking a break and coming back tomorrow. Bye-bye.